Rumpelstiltskin. Once upon a time, there was a small kingdom at the edge of a dark wood forest. Tales were told about the evil presence that lived in the forest. Still, people in the kingdom were living happily under the wise rule of a young king. There lived a poor miller with his daughter. She was very beautiful and charming. The miller was a chatterbox and had a habit of exaggerating what he told to others. He had fooled many people many times, and so the people complained about the miller to the king. The king decided to teach him a lesson and called him to visit.
My dear Majesty, thank you for giving me the honor to finally meet you. Since you don't know anything about me, let me tell you about me and my daughter,
Said the miller.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Answered the king.
I have a daughter who is the most beautiful girl in the world, but more than that, she can spin gold out of straws.
The miller said.
Well, that is an art that pleases me well. If your daughter is as clever as you say, then bring her to my castle that I may put her to the proof.
Said the king.
Yes, sure, my Majesty.
He responded. The miller went home and told his daughter all about it. I have always told you, don't lie to anyone. Now you are trapped in your own lie. Father was speechless and ashamed of himself. They both left for the castle to face the upcoming disasters.
Oh, welcome, Mr. Miller. Welcome, beautiful lady. You are as beautiful as your father described. I hope you would spin the straw into gold. Let's not waste any time. Come with me,
the king said. The king himself led her into a room that was quite full of straws and gave her a wheel and a spindle.
Now set to work, and if by early morning you have not spun the straw into gold, you and your father shall die.
The poor miller's daughter didn't know what to do. Her distress grew so great that she began to weep and cry. Suddenly, a bright light beamed, and there appeared a fearsome-looking little man.
Good evening, miller's daughter. Why are you crying?
Said the little man. Oh, I have got to spin gold out of straw, and I don't understand how to do it, sadly said the miller's daughter.
What will you give me if I spin it for you?
Asked the little man. I can give you my necklace, said the miller's daughter. The little man took the necklace, seated himself before the wheel, and whir, 3 times round the bobbin was full. Then he took up another, and whir, 3 times round, and they were full, and so he went on till the morning. All the straws had been spun, and all the bobbins were full of gold. Oh, thank you, little man. May I know who you are? What is your name? Asked her. The little man laughed and disappeared in an instant. At sunrise came the king, and when he saw the gold, he was astonished.
Oh my goodness! I was thinking that your boastful father was lying to me. Now you go and take some rest. I will meet you in the evening.
The miller's daughter thought that the king would now reward her and let her go home peacefully.
If you value you and your father's life, you must spin all of this straw into gold tonight,
said the king. The girl did not know what to do, so she began to cry again. Soon, the little man appeared in the room again.
Stop crying, girl. What will you give me if I spin all this straw into gold?
The girl thought for a while and noticed the golden ring in her finger. the last precious thing she could offer him. "Take this ring from my finger." The little man pulled the ring and began to spin the wheel, whirring round. And by next morning, all the straw was spun into glistening gold. "Oh, thank you so much, little man. Thank you so much. May I know who you are, please?" But the little man laughed and disappeared again. The king came in and was rejoiced beyond the measure at the sight.
Oh dear, you are a gift to our kingdom. I have no words left to praise your talent. Please go and get some sleep. I will meet you in the evening.
At sunset, the king came to the girl and again took her into an even larger room full of straw.
This too must be spun in one night. And if by early morning you accomplish this, you should be my wife. I am not likely to find anyone better in the whole world.
As soon as the girl was left alone, the little man appeared for the third time.
What will you give me if I spin the straw for you this time?
Asked the little man. "I have nothing left to give you."
Okay. Don't cry. Then you must promise me to give me your first child after you are queen.
She had no other option but to say yes.
You have to promise me that you will not forget your word,
said the little man. "Yes, I promise." The little man began to spin all night, much faster than before. All the straw was spun into gold. As he finished his work for the night, he laughed and disappeared immediately. In the morning, the king came and found all the work done according to his wish.
Oh dear, you have proved yourself enough. I'm going to marry you tomorrow.
The miller's daughter became the queen, and in a year's time, she brought a child into the world. She forgot about her promise to the little man. One day, when she was alone in her room, the little man appeared in her room.
Did you forget your promise, queen?
"No, I still remember, but I love my baby very much. Can I ask some favor of you?" "I'm the queen now. You can ask anything you want instead of my baby. I can give you whatever you ask for."
No! I would rather have something living than all the treasures in the world.
"Oh, little man, I beg you for this. Please leave my baby. Please leave my baby. Please leave my baby." The little man had pity upon her. He put one strict condition to guess his name.
I will give you 3 days, and if at the end of that time you cannot guess my name, you must give your child to me.
"Thank you, little man. Thank you so much. I will find your honorable name. I will find it."
Okay then, I'll come back tomorrow.
The queen spent all the whole night thinking about all the names she had ever heard. The next day, she sent a messenger to ask for far and wide for all the names that can be found. The little man came back.
Wow! Have you figured out my name?
"Yes, is your name Casper?"
That is not my name.
"Well, is your name Melchior?
No!
Perhaps you are Balthazar?"
No! That is not my name.
The queen repeated all the names she knew and went through the whole list given by the messenger, but after each, the little man laughed at her and said no. On the second day, the queen sent the messenger to the neighboring kingdom to search for the most unusual and singular names. The little man came back in the evening. The queen was ready with the list. Perhaps you are rose strips?
That is not my name.
Sheep shanks?
No, it is not.
Spindle shank?
No.
The queen went through the entire list, but after each name, the little man said no.
Tomorrow is the last day, my queen, and I doubt you can save your baby.
The queen got worried, but on the third day, she heard something unusual from the messenger.
I have not been able to find one single new name, but as I passed through the woods, I came to a high hill, and nearby there was a small house, and before the house burned a fire, and round the fire danced a comical little man, and he hopped on one leg and sang.
Today I bake and tomorrow I brew. The day after that, the princess comes in. And oh, I'm glad that nobody knows that my name is Rumpelstiltskin.
That's it! Thank you so much. You cannot imagine how relieved I am right now. The queen immediately pulled out her necklace and gave it to the messenger as a reward. After some time, the little man reappeared.
Now, queen, what is my name?
Well, are you called Jack?
No.
Are you called Harry?
No.
Then perhaps your name is Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, the devil told you that. The devil told you that.
In his anger, he stamped his right foot so hard that it went through the ground above his knee. Then he seized his left foot with both his hands in such a fury that he split into two, and there and then was the end of Rumpelstiltskin. And the queen lived happily with his child and the king thereafter.